Hi everybody, I'm Jeff with Virginia Paranormal Investigations, and tonight we're down here at the Super 8 Motel in Radford, Virginia, and we're going to be investigating St. Albans Sanatorium later on tonight. And this is labeled one of the most haunted places on the East Coast and the most haunted place in Virginia. So, what are your thoughts on this place that we're investigating here tonight?
Well, I'm pretty excited since it's a pretty high rating there with the most haunted stuff. So I'm excited to be able to be a part of this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we're hoping for a lot of activity tonight. You know, some of the past reports of people that have been in there, we've heard of people setting up and leaving before the night was even over because they couldn't stay the whole night because of the activity that was going on. They had to come back in the morning to get their equipment. So we'll see what happens. We're going to turn you over to Linda, and she's going to tell you a little bit about the history behind this location.
Before St. Albans was in existence, before the building was even there, the Shawnee, the Cherokee, and the Powhatan tribes all inhabited the land. And this is also the site of the Draper's Meadow Massacre, which occurred in 1775. And basically what happened was the Indians were raiding all along the New River, which runs right here through Radford. And they ended up coming down to this settlement where the Draper family lived and massacring them. There were about 5 or 6 people that were killed, including an infant. Their skulls were bashed against the logs on the outside of the log cabin that they lived in. So not only do we have the deaths from that era, we also have the deaths from the Civil War, and the Union Army had at one time occupied the hill that St. Albans sits on today, and they had been bombarding the Confederates who had held the New River Bridge. They were vying for this bridge. So we have about 24 deaths between the Union and the Confederate armies right in that area. And then it was also a St. Albans boys' school, a Lutheran boys' school at one time for a very short period in the early 1900s. But there were no reported deaths at that time. Then it also started as a sanatorium in 1916, and they practiced all kinds of experimental therapies, electroconvulsive shock therapies, and a lot of people died during that time from the therapy, as well as people dying of suicides while they were there. So there's been a lot of bloodshed on the land. A lot of people that have passed away there for one reason or another, and it should be a very interesting investigation. Okay.
My question, okay? I hear some people say sanatorium and some people say sanitarium. Is there a difference between the two?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe a sanatorium is actually for the insane, for the mentally ill people. A sanitarium is a place where people with tuberculosis used to go to be treated and die.
Oh, okay. All right.
I learned that from the movie Tombstone.
Awesome.
Awesome. That was the one with the Cowboys?
Yeah, with Doc Holliday. Remember Doc
Yeah,
Holliday
that's a good one.
had tuberculosis,
Yeah.
and he ended up in the, yeah.
So is this a sanitarium or a sanatorium that we're going to?
I believe it's a sanatorium that we're going to.
Awesome.
Well, they did electroshock therapy and stuff like that, so that would be
Yes,
for the mental.
ill,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
they were mentally ill.
Either way, it would be interesting.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what happens.
Well, we got all set up here. We got our monitors, and there's the bathroom where it's called the suicide bathroom. It has the story goes where the lady tried to commit suicide by breaking the mirror and eating those shards of mirror. And earlier, as we were just setting that up, we actually saw, well, these two actually saw saw something pretty solid going across the camera, and I saw the reflection of that off of their faces because I was behind them messing with batteries. So we got some activity already going there. That room, I don't know what that is. What is that? Is that the bowling alley?
It's down at the bowling alley. Brian, what'd you see?
It doesn't look like a bowling alley.
When on the monitor there?
I saw a figure. What the? That was weird.
It's her. It was
Bumping
Kyle.
against the wire.
Oh, I saw
Well,
a
no, that
figure.
wire goes down to the.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a problem right there.
The TV is haunted. I saw a figure come from the right, pop out to about right here, cover half the side of the camera, and then jump back.
All right. So where do you want to start?
Definitely the bowling alley.
Bowling alley.
Yes.
All right. Let's hit the bowling alley.
I think that's.
All right, so here we are in the bowling alley, and what we have down here is to my right, we have a stationary trail cam set up with a motion activated sensor on it. So if something comes in front of it, it'll go off, it'll snap 3 pictures. I think what we'll do down here is maybe set up for an EVP session.
Some of the reported activity down here is supposedly there is some sort of what they say is a demonic entity down here. Definitely something evil. There is a set of red glowing eyes that has appeared to people. So we're going to keep an eye out for those red glowing eyes and do an EVP session and see what we can find.
All right.
Should we do a little bowling while we're waiting? A little loud. See if we get any activity.
You can throw it all the way down.
No. Got it.
I think you missed. Okay. We'd like to know if anybody is here with us. I guess we should say our names. This is Linda. This is Kyle.
Scott.
Jeff.
Is there anybody here with us besides people who mention their names? We just want to communicate with you. We don't want to harm you. Can you tell us your name? Were you a patient here at the sanatorium?
Can you knock again for us? Well, now you just hurt my feelings.
That's why,
Yes.
but it was different sound.
Yeah, well, I think the second one was upstairs.
Yeah, the second one was upstairs, I'm sure.
Could be one of ours.
We've heard that there's a set of red glowing eyes that you can see down here. Can you show us the red glowing eyes?
Can you do something to let us know that you're here? Can you roll that bowling ball maybe that's in the lane? Do you like to bowl? I need auto flash. Like make the flash go off already, you know what I mean? Like, come on. It's dark obviously. Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong.
So I set up the bowling ball with the pins up. Fairly close. Push the ball, you probably should get a strike. Can you do that for us?
Alright, so we got Scott, right now we got Scott going upstairs and he's gonna make some motion up there.
Right there.
So I ran up there, and judging from what I can get on my directions, I think the main office is right above the bowling alley. And there's people up there talking and moving stuff around, so I'm suspicious that it could have been them. So, if we hear any bumps, it might be from them up there.
Okay, so this was Scott's idea, and Scott, tell us what we're doing here.
Okay, so we were sitting down there at the end, and we kept hearing thumps. And I rushed up the stairs to check to see what was going on. And I did find the main lobby to the where everybody's up there, you know, talking and hanging out. So it's a possibility it could be coming from there. But it's hard to gauge if it's coming from up there or this way or that way from down there. So we're sitting down here at this end so we can get a better acoustic idea of where this thumping is coming from. Okay, so I'll put a bowling pin up there on the top.
Is it?
Knock that over.
Is it on? Yes. Okay.
Can you knock the plastic bowling pin off the top? Is our question.
Do you like to bowl?
So we stayed here for a little while and didn't hear a whole lot that we could absolutely say was here in the bowling alley. A lot of noises coming from perhaps upstairs or another part of the building. The acoustics in here is a little bit funny, so other than that, we really didn't have a lot of activity. We did have the digital voice recorder going, so perhaps we got some voices or something on there. We'll just have to kind of wait and see.
The only strange thing I've experienced is how cold it is. It says it's 54 degrees, but I think it's cooler. And that's all well, I mean, other than the noises. And that's all I got.
So we're going to the boiler room now. That's what this hallway leads to. And there's been some activity in here.
Yes, evidently there's, it's dangerous for women to be here, because at one time there were people there were women that were raped and murdered here. They had a forensic group come in and they sprayed luminol on the floors, and what they found was a massive amount of blood with a trail that would lead out to these double doors back here, which is like a loading bay. So it's unknown where they were putting the bodies once they got to that point, but they were definitely going back to that door. So they've warned women not to come in here alone.
Boiler rooms are always haunted.
Yeah, they sure seem like it.
Seems like I've heard that somewhere before. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to set up for a flashlight session in here. We feel that since this is one of the places where people have been more physically attacked, like they said, women shouldn't come in here alone. We feel that the spirit that might be in here, or multiple spirits that might be in here, should be perfectly capable of manipulating the flashlights, being that they have been known to make contact. So where do you think we should set up these flashlights?
I don't know, there's a lot of rounded spots.
How about where all those cigarettes are? Were they there earlier?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Where do the cigarettes come from?
they said to leave the cigarettes here because they, for some reason, I guess the people that were here like to smoke.
Yeah, but were they here earlier,
I
Linda?
don't recall them being here. I know the guy that gave us the tour said that they find this extremely annoying because they have to clean up after them.
Yeah,
and
I
because
don't.
they'll sit down here and get moldy and nasty.
I don't
so-
think that they were here.
Yeah, no, those are fresh cigarettes.
Now, what we could do is, we could set up one of the flashlights where the trail of blood was.
That's
They
true.
found the blood all over there, so
Yes.
let's set up a flashlight or two over there. All right, and we'll try is maybe you two try asking some questions, because maybe being that it was females that were pushed and shuts down here, maybe it would
Right.
respond to you two better.
Okay. All right, we have 3 flashlights set up on the floor. If you don't know what those are, the flashlights are these colored metal sticks that are sitting around here. If you touch the end of one of these, a light will come on. And we'd like to try to use these to communicate with you. We'd like to know if there's somebody here with us. If there is, can you turn one of the flashlights on for us? Very good. Okay. Can you turn on the silver flashlight? The silver one is over here on the floor. The red one.
Can you try turning the silver flashlight on?
Okay, we're downstairs in the boiler room. We've got the spirit box going. Can you tell us what your name is? Try telling us your name.
I think I'm supposed to go that fast.
No. Can you slow it down?
Is somebody down here with us?
Okay, so now it's just Kyle and me down in the basement. The guys have gone out of the room. We've still got the spirit box going. You feel more comfortable now? Could you try telling us your name?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I couldn't tell what it said. Did it say something about murders?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty
Did it
sure.
say I did all the murders or something?
Can you tell me your name? Do you like that people leave you cigarettes here? Do you smoke? What did I say?
I couldn't tell.
Can you say that one more time? Do you like that it's just women in this room? What is that?
Can't tell. Can you tell us your first name?
We want to talk to you.
I can't see. How did you murder those women? All right, so we were down in the boiler room for a little while, and we were trying to figure out if there was something that could communicate through the spirit box, and we turned it on. It was really kind of strange because it was flipping through the stations normally, but it would pick 4 or 5 stations in a row, and one voice would come through 4 or 5 stations to form like some sort of a phrase. Now, there was a lot of it that we couldn't really understand what it was saying, but we did hear the word murder, at least twice.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of other things. It was a male voice at first. When I said I want to speak to one of the females who was killed down here, suddenly a female voice came through. Unfortunately, we weren't able to figure out what it was saying. So we had the digital voice recorders going, and we'll have to go back through and figure out exactly what it was saying.
Here about the vibe.
Yeah.
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 What was the thing about the vibe?
Linda said to stop creeping her out, and it said, "I'm sorry to give off that vibe."
Yeah, something like that. It was like a.
A really southern voice.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was right at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, we heard something like over the fence.
yeah.
Oh,
too,
yeah,
like-
yeah. It
Like
did say.
something like
at
I
one
threw
point it
them
said
or something
about
over the fence.
over the fence. Yeah.
And there was
Yeah.
distinctive.
So we'll definitely have to go back
Same
through the
voice, for
EVPs
sure.
or go back
The
through the
same guy
digital
voice.
voice recorder and see what we can hear.
All right, this was which location was it? The first one.
It was up in the hall, one of the random hallways we were just walking through. I think the second floor or something. and Austin and Jimmy had a EVP through a spirit box going, and they said, you know, how many people are here in our group? And they said 5, which was everybody standing in the hallway at the time. And it came out clear, and it started doing the flipping through different radio stations, but it was always a male voice coming through, no matter what station it was on. So, same male voice too.
I let Austin, because he thought he heard a voice in the suicide bathroom. He thought he heard a voice of a lady. So we went back up there, and I handed him the recorder, and we all said our name. And as Austin was talking, and once he stopped, we heard something that sounded like a breath, like a whisper. And none of us could make it out, but then again, I also could have, you know, it could have been my breath or somebody else's breath, and I don't know, you know.
So I just had a full-on conversation in the bathtub, where I asked him multiple questions. There was a point where I didn't know what to ask because this is one of my first times, so I asked him what kind of music he liked, and he said he liked blues. That was pretty cool because if you can kind of hear in the background some blues playing.
This level where we're at now, this is where there's a series of suicides that took place. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in here to the suicide bathroom, the first one. And if you look at this mirror right here that's broken, what happened in here was a lady broke the mirror and swallowed the glass to commit suicide. So we're going to set up in here and do an EVP session and see if we can pick anything up.
Okay, we are upstairs in the suicide bathroom. One of the two, the one where it has a broken mirror. All right. If there's anybody here with us, can you please talk into this little black box that's sitting next to me? Tell us your name. How long were you here at this facility? We heard that you were very unhappy. Why are you unhappy? Did the people that were here treat you well? Did they treat you good?
This is where another reported suicide took place. Now in this room, for one, if you can look up over this way, you'll see there's this, if I'm not mistaken, this bar going across here, this pipe. Apparently someone hung themselves from that pipe. At the same time, if we look in this bathroom, there's another pipe going over the shower. Someone reportedly hung themselves from that pipe as well. So I think this, like right outside the bathroom here, I think would be a good place to probably set up for an EVP session. We'll see if we can pick anything up back here.
Okay. We're in another EVP session upstairs in another suicide bathroom in the room where there's a pipe that goes across the entrance door that someone reportedly hung themselves from.
Sit it down there. And we don't mean to, be here intruding in your room or be here unwanted by any means. We would like to know if there is anybody here with us, maybe some information about you, and if there's anything we can do for you. I'm Jeff.
I'm Linda.
Is there anybody here with us right now?
You get here fast.
All right, so we just finished up upstairs. We went up and we did the first suicide bathroom. And then we went into the back room where someone hung themselves in that room and hung themselves in the bathroom. We did EVP sessions, we did a spirit box session. Not much was coming through the spirit box. It sounded like it was just scanning some radio stations. There was a little bit of music coming through and stuff like that. But nothing of paranormal nature of any sort. What we did, we readjusted one of the static cameras to face the back room where there was a hanging, where someone committed suicide, and we put the laser grid up there. So we're going to see, through observing that, if any shadows pass through the laser grid or anything like that. See if we have any luck with that. We're going to move on now to one of the nurses' stations where supposedly people have seen the ghost of a nurse working back there at the station. She seems to interact slightly, not really say much with some people, but we're going to see if we can pick anything up.
Seemed like it was anything.
This is the, I forgot what room this is, but there's supposed to be a nurse here, and it sits in the glass box over there, watching this. If you turn it this way, that's the glass box. She's supposed to be sitting in there, watching us, and I think she does respond, like interactive type stuff. So I was curious to see her.
Now, what do we have to do? Should we go in a full blackout mode for this one, or what?
Maybe. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So what do you want to do?
Should I set a flashlight in there?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, good idea.
You want a second one or just one?
No, we can do two, I guess. And, oh, hey, there we go. Hi. I don't know where the other one is. Where'd you
It's
guys
just
There
turned
it
on.
is.
It's up in the shelf up there.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, if you come over here, you get a good view.
That's pretty active.
All right, can you turn that one off? Thank you.
Should we do a yes or no session?
I think that's a yes.
Yeah. Scott, you try.
Which one is that one?
That's the silver one up there. Yeah.
Did you just ask for turn on the silver one? Or?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
No, I've
So-
got the silver one in my pocket.
Oops.
Second one.
That doesn't matter now. They're both on.
Oh, that's the other
So
one's the red
what's
one.
it? The red one? Yeah. Blue's on the table. Yeah.
No wonder she.
Yeah, right? Confused.
All right.
What's going on,
Oh.
Scott? Good.
So, okay, yeah, we're responding to a call upstairs where something moved the camera. That it's now cockeyed, where it used to be almost straight. And so, we gotta go up to that suicide room. We can find out where the heck we are.
But right now, are we just kind of going up random stairs?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm blind.
Because we know
I have no
it's
clue where I'm
upstairs.
going.
But
This
yeah, I
is
think if we go back
I think I'm
that
trying
way,
to
right?
retrace my way, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
all right, this way.
This is like for me.
Yeah, because I sure don't.
Remember, it's not tilted and something keeps blocking out the laser grid in the back.
Sweet.
I take it when y'all moved it, you didn't leave it like at that angle.
They did actually. I was gonna tell them to straighten it, but
Yeah, was it that
I
angle?
I don't think it was
straighter.
that tight of it.
Yeah, it was more straight.
Yeah.
And if you look at the spots in the back, it's like something is pacing back and forth. As they keep appearing and disappearing.
Sweet. All right, who
But-
wants to go investigate?
The tape is not recording anymore because it rewound.
Oh.
Son of a mother.
So Austin, Brian, and I went upstairs, and we were back in the suicide bathroom upstairs, and we sat down in the bathroom. Believe it or not, all three of us fit in there, and we could
maybe.
We turned the spirit box on and we were listening, and we heard a couple of things that may have come through, but it was hard to tell because there was so much coming through the spirit box at once. And it may be that there were some things that were responses to our questions, but it was hard to sort of pick those out of what was being said through there. So we're going to go back and analyze the digital voice recorder, the audio we get from those, and see if there were any more definitive responses that perhaps we just weren't picking up with our ears.
We're gonna head over to the other box, the other room, which is Donald's room. Over this way.
There's something about this closet. If you can actually get into it enough, you might be able to get something. That's what the tour guide.
Okay, so we're gonna try the light trick, and we'll ask some questions. And we heard that the closet has most activity. So, is there a Donald in here or Jacob? And if you guys are, any of you are in this room, you can touch that blue flashlight over there in the closet. Did anything traumatic happen in here?
If you're here with us, can you turn on, we got a flashlight coming on.
Oh, okay, how about that?
We just want to make sure that we establish a line of communication here. Can you turn that flashlight off for us? Okay, we just want to, what we want to do is ask you some questions. And we see that these flashlights are coming on, but we just want to make sure that you're the one turning on the flashlight, because sometimes we have glitches with them. I'm going to say a flashlight, and if you could turn that specific flashlight on for us, we'll be able to know that we're actually talking to you and that the flashlights aren't doing it themselves. Can you turn on the flashlight on the floor, please? The one on the floor. All right, thank you. Can you turn that one off for us? I just want to do this 2 more times just to make sure we are talking to someone and it's not the flashlights. Can you turn that one off, please? Both of them? One. Can you tell us your name? Sorry, we didn't hear that. Could you say it one more time, please?
Justin.
Justin? Okay, well, we heard 2 things. One more time. Could you please tell us your name? Can you tell us the name of somebody standing in this circle? Donald, are you here? You messing with the flashlights? Jacob, is that you? Hey Donald, you like playing with flashlights?
That was clear.
So this room that we're in now is the room where they used to give the lobotomies. And prior to that, when it was the school, this was used as the kitchen. They still have an old chair over here. Looks like an old wheelchair. And right here is where they did the procedures. So we figure, you know, with such a procedure that was done, a lot of people didn't survive it. And we're going to see if we can pick up anything in here through a spirit box session. All right, we don't want to, trespass or be here unwanted by any means. But if there is anybody here, we'd like to know if there's anything we can do to help you and maybe a little bit of information about you. Can you tell us your name? And we'd just like to know some information about you. Is there anything you'd like to tell us?
I just want to ask you guys, am I not supposed to be in here? Because I feel a little anxious. I mean no disrespect. What am I supposed to watch? Tell me to watch it.
I heard that.
Yeah, that's pretty distinct.
Jimmy, I'm gonna extend the antenna on
Okay.
this thing.
What is it you want me to watch? Can you tell me who it is that it might have a problem with me?
Anybody use that wheelchair? What, did you hear something?
Uh-huh.
What did he say?
You do.
I did?
I think it said you do.
Sure it's not
And they-
wishful thinking?
No, I swear to God. I'm married. I don't need that kind of shit.
What did you say?
No, it did. It did move. That's weird.
Can you touch somebody else in this room? Let us know you're here.
Preferably not me.
Because remember I said no inappropriate touching?
Yeah.
And then it just touched me there. That's really
That's pretty late.
And it didn't miss. It was dead on. And I mean, you really got to aim for it. Trust me.
Well, it's the next morning after seeing Albans, and I'm really happy with that visit. We had quite a few things going on. I saw a lot of flashlights going on and off during our interviews with the flashlights. I was pretty excited about that, and we had the spirit box giving out some words, and mostly it was garbled words, but every now and then you could hear a response in different rooms as if they're responding, and I distinctly heard 2 words of murder going on down in the boiler room. So it was very, very interesting. Pretty good hard evidence that we got so far, and that's just before we even reviewed all the footage that we got. So I didn't see any apparitions, but I did see some possible orbs on the monitors. A lot of it was apparently dust when people were walking by, but there was a couple of them that didn't act like dust particles. And then there was I saw there was one apparition that we may have caught on the recorder, and I was actually behind the TVs when that happened, and Kyle and Brian were standing there watching it, and I saw their faces glowing, and it flashed lighter, so I knew something happened. And then they had their reaction, like, "Whoa, we just saw an apparition go from the wall, up in the that was the suicide bathroom with the mirror." So a lot of stuff seemed to happen early on when we were even just getting there.
Overall, I think it was a good investigation. There were a couple of things that we would have liked to have seen if they had some actual authentic articles and items still left over from the asylum. Inside the asylum, it would have kind of set the scene a little bit better. But there were a couple of odd things that happened, and nothing that I saw personally, but other people in the group had seen. So we're hoping to get back to evidence review and see if we can see something or hear something that's out of the ordinary.
It's good that we came over here because they were kind of installing carpets, so there's a lot less noise over here. But what I want to say about St. Albans is that it's a very, I like how it's, you know, kind of untouched for the most part. You still got the old paint chipping off the wall. You know, some of the hallways are definitely very creepy, and you get some, you know, bad vibes when you're walking down there. You think of all the tragedy that went on there, all the experiments or the different kinds of therapies, and these humans that were tormented in life, their spirits that are left behind, if there are any left behind, would also be tormented. So that would make for a little more interesting of an investigation than the average haunting. Now, what we always do is in a couple of the rooms, pretty much every room we were in, we do a good part of the session where we don't have any cameras running. We may have the recorder going and that's it. And we'll tell them, you know, everything's off. We're the only ones here, and if you don't want it to be known that you're still around, you're still here, let us know, and we'll be the only ones that know about it, as far as having video evidence or anything like that. And really nothing happened with that. We didn't get any responses. There were some interesting things, as Scott said, through the spirit box and the flashlight sessions. But definitely an interesting place. And we're looking forward to going over the stuff and, you know, the tapes and the footage and seeing if we can find anything. If we do, we'll post it on our website. So make sure you check us out on facebook.com/VA Paranormal Investigations.